Baby man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard.
This is your boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash True Inferno. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary video for you guys, and I am now caught up. So all the topics that I wanted to do, I have done, and I have released all those videos, so they are completely out of the way, which means I need new topics, and I got one. Now, this one is a bit old. How old is this? I think this is like 2 weeks old, but it's still worth talking about nevertheless, because I often, enter this type of conversation. And what am I talking about? Apple and Samsung. So you know where we're going with this. Maybe, possibly, who knows. But for those of you who don't know, here's the deal. Well, things remain status quo, unfortunately, in the United States and America. That's not the case in other countries. So a while back, I talked about European countries basically forcing Apple to have a USB only cord, not that lightning crap that they've been sticking with for, I don't know what, 5 decades or so. So yeah, Europe is getting on Apple with that. I already talked about that before, but that's not what this is about. What this is about is a completely different country that is in a completely different continent. And I'm talking about Brazil. So what's going on? Somebody from Brazil sued Apple because their iPhone did not include a charger. So y'all should know about this one. Y'all should know about this one. But if you've really been living on the ride, let me give you guys the full details. A court in Brazil's Goiânia, how you pronounce that city, Goiania, says Apple is in violation of consumer protection laws and must compensate a customer who was sold an iPhone without a charger. So before I continue on with this article, let me explain, this whole scenario. So I don't remember exactly when they started doing this nonsense. I believe this was 2, maybe 3 years ago. I don't remember how long ago this was, but Apple started selling their iPhones, which are expensive as heck, without chargers. And once upon a time, the first year they did it, Samsung literally cracked jokes at them like, oh yeah, look, it's Apple. They're selling their phones without chargers. But yet you still have the gullible. You still have the idiots. You still have the fanboys who bought these iPhones no matter what. And then Samsung a year later say, well, you know what? If it worked for them, let's do it too. And now Samsung started selling their flagship phones. And really, I'm going to say the majority of the phones, but at the very least, their flagship phones without a charger. And both of these companies have been doing it ever since. I believe Google done it as well. I think Google joined in on that nonsense. But yeah, so that's been a thing. And the number one excuse for it is because it's to save the environment, to cut back. Well, not cut back, but to save the environment, whatever the case may be. Even though these companies are selling the chargers separately, might I add. So that's a hypocritical reason. Put the chargers in the box. Because let me explain something to you. Like, first and foremost, where do I stand between the whole Apple, Samsung nonsense? Well, first of all, between the two of them, I'm Samsung. Because even though both of them sell flagship phones, expensive as heck, with Samsung's flagship phones, their Galaxies, their flagship Galaxies, they have more, really, all of their Galaxies have more features on their phones. Flagship or lower tier have more features on their phone in comparison to any of Apple's phones, which makes no sense to me. So Samsung got more features and their price is high. Apple got less features, but their price is also high. The Apple part makes no sense. But y'all gotta be on the lookout for them Xiaomi phones I think from China. They come with, not only do they come with a charger in the box, but they come with a really good charger in the box. And they come with slightly more features than Samsung, and obviously way more features than Apple. But the only thing that Xiaomi don't have is a S Pen, which is a really good feature that Samsung have, the S Pen. That's a really great feature. But we ain't talking about Google versus Samsung versus Apple versus Xiaomi. That's not what this is. Let's get back to this whole lawsuit here. Continuing on, well, I'm about to mess that up, but let's continue. Brazil's government has previously, and I'll talk about that in a second, and also repeatedly fined Apple for not including the charger with the iPhone. Yes, this has been an ongoing thing, and there's another article talking about that in a second. But back to this article, which is appleinsider.com. Now, an individual customer in the city of Goiânia, how you pronounce that city, I apologize in advance, have won a separate case against Apple. According to according to Techmundo, the ruling by Judge, I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, Vanderlei Carrez Pinheiro, convicts Apple of making an illegal, quote unquote here, married sale. According to the country's consumer code, CDC, devices such as smartphones must include a charger and can be sold separately, but the separate sale must not be mandatory to allow the device to function fully, which is crazy. This is the sale married by concealment of abusive and illegal commercial practice, undermining the provisions of the Consumer Protection Code ruled by the judge in translation. So there you go. The CDC aims to protect the weakest part of the contractual relationship, ensuring it's against abusive practices and clauses in the supply of products and services. During the case, Apple reportedly argued that users are not required to buy its chargers. While the iPhone used a Lightning connector, the provided cable is USB-C to Lightning, so any USB-C charger should be used. Apple further argued that its ceasing to include a charger was from environmental concerns. There's a weak excuse right there. Judge Pinheiro, how you pronounce this name, I apologize in advance, however, maintained that it is not possible to use the iPhone's provided charging cable with other chargers, so therefore consumers are required to buy Apple's product. Apple had been ordered to compensate the user with 5,000 Brazilian reals, which is $1,064 US. It's not clear what model iPhone the buyer had, but for comparison, a base level iPhone 13 costs 6,374 Brazilian reals. A USB-C charger costs 343 Brazilian reals. So, very interesting stuff if you ask me. So, yeah, this has been an ongoing thing. So, now we're going to look at TheVerge.com. So, this was an article that they did last year, March 20th, 2021. And the title is, and I'm crap you not, Brazil regulator fines Apple $2 million for not including chargers with the iPhone 12. So, yeah, this has been an ongoing thing. The Consumer Protection Agency in Brazil's Sao Paulo state had fined Apple $2 million for failing to include chargers within iPhone 12 boxes, according to 9 to 5 Mac. Procon SP says Apple engaged in, and I'm quoting here, misleading advertising, selling a device without the charger in unfair terms, end quote. Apple announced in October, I'm assuming this was in 2021, I guess, I don't know, that the iPhone 12 will not come with chargers or earbuds in their boxes, citing environmental concerns, but only including a USB-C to Lightning cable with iPhone 12 and other new models. Apple said it would be able to reduce the raw materials for each iPhone it sells, in addition to reducing the size of the phone's boxes. Critics suggest the change has more to do with allowing Apple to reduce shipping costs. Environmental experts say the impact on the environment will likely be minimal. So, yeah, they were looking for an excuse to save money. Procon says it's asked Apple whether the company will reduce, this is good, will reduce the iPhone's 12 price since there were no charges included and did not receive a response. I wonder why. The agency also accused the company of failing to help customers who had, I'm quoting here, problems with some functions, end quote, on their iPhones following updates. A spokesman for the agency said Apple, and I'm quoting again, needs to respect these laws and the institutions. Ooh. The fine does not seem like it would be particularly troubling for Apple, which has, $111.4 billion in revenue in the first quarter of 2021. That total includes 2020 holiday sales of the iPhone 12 model. So yeah, this was 2020. Okay, when they announced it. Apple did not immediately reply to a request for comment Saturday from The Verge. So again, this is back in March 20th, 2021. So yeah, bottom line, Apple, Samsung, Google, if y'all do this, put the damn charger in the box. Put the chargers in the box. I remember back in the day when I got the Note 9, it came with a charger. Even came with some like cheap the headphones. It's hit or miss because they're normally cheap. So if you want to go without those, that's fine, unless they come with some earbuds. You know, then that's a different story. Like, upgrade that to some earbuds if y'all want to be charging that much. But yo, I'm letting y'all know right now, them Xiaomi phones, even though I don't own one yet, but those Xiaomi phones are coming. Like, obviously they're in China. They're making their way over to the US because people are now knowing about them Xiaomi phones because they're doing a lot more than what Samsung phones can do outside of the S Pen. And they do, it's not even close regarding what the Xiaomi phones can do in comparison to Apple phones. So, you know, them Xiaomi phones are coming. Be on the lookout for them. So, and here's where I stand on all this. These companies, they need to put the charger in the box. Xiaomi, not only do they put the charger in the box, but they got like some really super duper mega ultra chargers in their boxes. And the chargers that Samsung and Apple sell separately don't even match. They don't even compare. It's crazy. So, well, which phone I have right now? Yeah, I got a Samsung. I got the Galaxy S22, and I'll be honest, when the Fold 4 comes out, I'm planning on getting that. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna, deceive anybody, anything like that. That's my plan. But until that time comes, I may rock a Samsung. But after the Fold 4, after that, if they don't bring the charger back to the box, if they don't lower these prices, if they continue to basically take away features, because Samsung, they starting to take away a little bit of features, which is why Xiaomi is on the rise, then we may have to look at getting a Xiaomi phone further down the road when it comes time for me to get a new phone, because this is getting out of control. You're spending 4 digits on these phones, and there's nothing in the box but the phone itself. So, yeah, this is some BS. And these companies need to cut it out, and they need to watch out because Xiaomi is coming to take over. I don't care how much of an eye candy an Apple phone is. Apple don't mean anything because they don't have as much of the features as Samsung nor Xiaomi, and yet they still want that top tier money. And I'm like, no, that's stupid. To me, that's stupid. Like, if you're really, never mind if you got an iPhone, but you repping them to the death, you truly are a fanboy who need your head examined. That's pretty much it. And that's where I stand on this situation. And I'm going to call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, a.k.a. the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.